Hey there, dance enthusiasts, and welcome to my channel, Every Heart Can Dance. My name is Kyryl, and today we are diving into 5 essentials we absolutely cannot dance without. If you're seasoned pro or just finding your footing and starting to dance, this video is for you. It will definitely light up your dance journey. So stick around and let's make every heart dance. All right, let's kick off our essential number 1 with the posture and movement flowing together. It is true that all the movement starts from a position. And if we have a proper position, we have a chance to have an elegant and beautiful movement as well. However, let me share something personal with you. I started dancing about 35 years ago. I was 7 years old when I was brought to the studio. But I remember for quite a few years after I started, it was so difficult for me to dance. I was trying so hard, trying to follow with the position, whatever my teacher is saying, trying really hard, and had a hard time listening to the music or even remembering the steps. Just because I was trying so hard. And that's the key. We should not dance on the floor and try hard. We should dance with the floor or from the floor. And it's much more easier and relaxing. So instead of tensing and having our body very dense and very thick inside with our muscles, we're keeping the position, in particular up in here is the worst. We should just press down into the floor, use it. That energy will rebound and go towards our center part, and energy will continue radiating as a stretching energy, not contracting, not trying to keep something. Just keep on pressing at all times. Instead of being like a fish on ice quivering, you want to imagine like roots of a tree sucking the energy, pressing down but stretching up at the same time. And that's the key. We want to create a container with our body that, yes, we keep it, we have some muscle engagement, but we don't want to make it too stiff. And that container can be filled in with any energy, any rhythm you want. In particular, if we want to have beautiful and elegant movement, it must look easy. The essential part number 2 is all about our breathing. Breathing is the dance of life. That's the foundation to feel our weight and hence to feel much more confident and calmer on the dance floor and hopefully outside of it as well. And it always starts just from noticing our breathing. When you're washing your dishes, walking your dog, or going for groceries, just pay attention how you breathe. Part number 2, the next step from it, is a little bit more complex. Our breathing has rhythm and music has rhythm. If we'll be able to sing them together, our dancing becomes so much more lighter and enjoyable. Think in this one, music is built in bars. Those sounds and tones that lump in repetitive sections. In cha-cha, rumba, and jive, we have 4 beats in the bar. In samba and paso doble 2. And we normally exhale on the start of the movement, which means beginning of the bar, and we inhale in the end of the bar so we can start again on the following one. I'll give you an example. So for example, rumba, on count 4, and end of it, I breathe in. But I start exhaling on 1, move 2, 3, and I catch again. 1, 2, 3. Now, cha-cha is faster, so we're going to have 2 breaths within the bar. So we're going to exhale on count 2, 2, catch on 3, and then exhale again on 4 and 1, I'm going to catch again. So 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. It's a little bit more complex, but the more you practice and the more you pay attention to breathing, you will notice that it will match together. And that's the key. The essential part number 3 is all about body mechanics. Which body parts, which muscles do we engage and at which time? The ones that I offer you all the time. So, it has to do, there are 2 parts, there are 2 sections there. Number 1, it's our hamstrings pulling up towards our glutes and towards our sitting bone. So this part is always engaged. When I'm pushing my knee back, this is pushing forward and pulling up. So I always feel very long groin. In this way, every time I push, my energy from the foot, from the floor, will always go to the center and then can go to the spine and create the body movement. think in this way. There is like a snake going around the hip, around your leg, just below your glute, and coming out on the front and going to the other side. So these parts can never be dropped out. In this way, the energy will not go into the body. Yes, it will be just a little bit broken. So we want to always have the feeling of the leg going, or sitting bone being forward, picked up, so our spine can stretch. Now, the second part is there are 2 dots on each side of the spine, right where your lowest ribs are. We're going to press them together, press them forward, and we're going to have one button in front so we don't fall out. So this part wants to be engaged, so we have a bit more flatter back and more stretched spine. Project a bit more forward. I don't want to be dropped. I want to press, engage it, but I have buttons as well. Now in this way, my movement of the hips will be against my body, and that will create body movements. So upper part will be a bit more standing, if you will, but the hips will be moving and creating reactions with our body. And that's the key for the part number 3. And the essential part number 4, it has to do with our arm action. And it's the finishing touch, because through the arm movement, we can create storytelling and demonstrate emotional dancing. Our arms are always reacting to our weight and to our body. If you notice, in a natural way, when we move our arms, we always move our arms in opposition to the leg that we're stepping and we're standing on. And then we're going to go again opposition. That's to keep that energy going. We don't really walk flat like this. It's really flat and there's much more power we need to use and energy to move in this way. So arms are always reacting to our body and completing our body movement. Now, if we talk about body mechanics of our arm movement, the things are very, very simple. The main action that we have is called Cuban motion, which means when we transfer weight from one side to another side, our hips are reacting. This is called pendulum, and once we arrive over the leg or towards the leg, we would rotate back our leg and the hip so we can transfer our weight to the other side, so kind of loop it. Yes, and now we're going to rotate on this side and we're going to transfer it again over. So that's our continuous number 8 action. Okay, now our arm movement has 2 rules. We move our arms in sections from the elbow, and in order to get it back, we rotate. Now let's link our core, which means our Cuban motion, with arms. And we'll do it very simple way. When we move our weight, our pendulum is happening, that's what pushing the elbows out or brings that in and out. Now when I rotate my hip, I will also rotate my arm. Now I do my pendulum and my arms will be brought in and pushed out. Imagine you have like invisible strings, either pulling, attached to the hips, pulling the elbow in, or pushing the elbow out. And then when you have rotation in the body, rotate the arm. So we'll go 2 and 3 and. These 2 parts need to match and be linked together. Does this make sense? So the essential part number 5 is not technical at all. It's very beautiful. And it's all about energy and feeling variation inside dance. We've talked about this before. We have a mood and we have emotion. Mood, something long-lasting. So your dance can be seen as a mood. Cha-cha will have certain mood, rumba will have a little bit different mood. Jive going to have very, very different from samba as well. Emotion is a touch more to what your body is doing. But the main key is that we cannot be the same throughout. Just like our speech, in particular if we're trying to express something from our heart, we would not talk like this in this way all the time, talking really flat, otherwise we will not make the point. I mean, maybe some people will do, but what we want to be a bit more colorful in our demonstration and contrast dynamic with the way our body is doing. Okay? So our body is always a container and we're trying to fill it in. What I do with my students, I always ask, grab one adjective about dance. You can make it sexy, you can make it more romantic, you can make it more dramatic and more powerful, you can make it a bit more playful. Yes, but now you take that one emotion, take that one adjective, and apply it throughout your movements and see what matches. And then take another one and apply it again. And after that, you'll be able to mix and match. So it's a matter of trying it out. So it's very, very simple. You have no idea how many students came up to me and said, oh, it's so simple and makes sense. So take whatever comes to your mind. Trust your body. Yes, you want angry, you make your cha-cha angry or make your paso angry. Fine. But then try to make something else. Try to make it more sophisticated. Yeah? Always follow what your body is already comfortable with. And then change to something else. Create variety. So don't be the same throughout all the action that you're doing and throughout all the movements or all the dances. Oftentimes when people learning to dance, they approach everything through their mind, through their head, and thinking about the body mechanics and stuff, and it's okay. Beginners always learn from the steps. But the more you're comfortable with the steps, try to add a bit of a flavor. It's so much fun, and that's what the true dancing is. And there you have it. These were the 5 essentials I think are extremely important for our dancing. I really hope that this will light up your dance journey as it ignited mine. I know we could have talked about so many other things or go a bit more in depth, but everything is a process and starts from basics. Everything is actually very simple. Even when we want to talk about something like dynamics or emotions, there are some super simple steps we can take to demonstrate it better. If we look at those top professionals or very gifted natural dancers, they're so good. But they have learned, they have studied how to demonstrate, how to put their attention, how to draw your attention and demonstrate what they want. There is a structure to everything. And that's what I'm going to try my very best to guide you with. So if this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll be looking forward to see you next time. Don't forget, every heart can and should dance. Bye now.